Hello guys, welcome to my channel with a new video today. My name is Panos, I'm a real world airline pilot, and for today we have one of the real world routes again, as before, from Lufthansa, from Frankfurt down to one of my favorite airports of all in Thessaloniki in Greece, which is operated by a A321. And, we have this model here from Fenix, old one with the wingtip fences. I'm actually very happy for that because Thessaloniki it's my hometown actually, and I've been a lot of times over there. So, without further ado, join me in the cockpit and we will start with the preparation and everything. So now, here we are in the cockpit. I will start with the preparation. There is nothing significant in Frankfurt or in our route, so I'm gonna leave you guys now. And we will be back again as we're approaching our descent to Thessaloniki in order to see everything over there with the weather, the approach, and so on. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you later. Well, here we are, guys, again. Let's go approaching our descent towards Thessaloniki. And as you can see, we are 50 miles before our top of descent. And we should get started for the descent preparation and the arrival in Thessaloniki. So now for this reason, let's go over there, the tablet. Yeah, that's because I used my tablet for the preparation. So now let's go to arrival, Thessaloniki. Here we have the META 1420, 180 degrees, 12 knots, 10 kilometers, with fuel 2500, 31 degrees, and QNH 1007. So, as per the procedures, we set QNH 1007 over there. And now we should prepare for the ILS runway 16, since that's the one they use in Thessaloniki. It's kind of complicated airport, as you can see over there. Give me a second. To make up the brightness over here. So, as you can see, ILS runway 16, and the airport actually has two runways, which they are intersecting each other. So most of the times, 90% of the times, it is for takeoff runway 28, and only 28, with any wind direction. And for landings, they use either runway 34 or 16 according to the winds. Normally, it's northerly wind during the daytime and southerly wind during the afternoon, which makes it very interesting because on the transition from northerly to southerly wind, we have a lot of go-arounds over there with westerly winds, and it ends up most of the times, 99% of the times, to have tailwind during the whole approach, even if you are coming from either if you are coming from runway 16 or if you are coming from runway 34. So with that being said, let's prepare ourselves for runway 16 today. We have the ILS right ahead to the left of the approach, which is interesting if we have easterly winds. And the minimums for us today is 2 and 4. Of course, we can achieve a 4% climb gradient up to 1500. So now we go over there. At nav page, we have set already Mika with 162. This is in case we lose the ILS signal. The ILS is 110.3 with course 161, which we can cross check over there. And now over here on the performance page, we have minimum 6214 over there. And for the wind, we have 18012 knots. We have temperature 31, during H1007, which gives us a transition of flight level of 075. We have plenty of fuel, and on the secondary, since we have southerly winds, what I can set is a VOR runway 16. And the minimums for VOR runway 16 are, let me check here, because I don't remember them by heart. VOR DME runway 16 gives us 660 plus 50, 710 feet. 710. Now, we go and check the arrival performance. As for the landing weight, we are expecting 4.2 plus 74.8 tons below max landing weight. 74.8 tons. With auto brake low, we have a factor landing distance more, of course, than the runway. For these reasons, we are gonna use manual auto brake. I'm sorry, guys, medium auto brake. And now, everything has been completed. Let me start the descent. So, Lufthansa 11 Alpha request descent. Lufthansa 11 Alpha, descent flight level 130. Descent flight level 130, Lufthansa 11 Alpha. So, descent flight level 130 blue. And for the briefing, now the pilot monitoring has checked everything. So, let's start the briefing, the pilot monitor. Okay, I can see here Alico and Lima departure, but most probably it's gonna be vectors. And the upper ILS 16. With plate number, let me show over there. Plate number 11-3, effectivity 25th November 22, MSA in the area 5500 left of the approach direction, 4500 right of the approach direction. And now for the go around, it's straight ahead 70 ME from the ILS. And then with the right turn over Mika VOR, Mach Kilo Homo VOR, 3500 feet. And then intercept radiant 327 from Mika to be established on the north holding, which is between 10 and 15 DME from Mika on radial 342. Extra fuel 2.4 tons, 1 hour and 12 minutes. Perfect. So we're expecting today accelerated approach, right reverse, medium auto brake, but getting to the left most probably at the end of the runway. Don't want to put a lot of energy on the brakes. And after vacating, we will hold short of runway 1028, and we need a specific clearance in order to cross this runway. Thereafter, to the apron, most probably via Alpha, it's gonna be Alpha and Alpha 4. Here we are, like that, Alpha and Alpha 4, and then usually it's gonna be via Delta 6, 7, 8, something like that. Charlie is used for the airplanes that are being pushing back for Saturn. Perfect. No other special or supplementary considerations for the threads. Do you see any? Okay, most probably some weird wings like tailwind or so on the arrival. Anticipation for that should be in mitigation action should be at final descent point, flaps 2, speed 180, 170, 160 decreasing. And that's it. And for the high terrain, most probably 100% we will be VMC, so the terrain is gonna be to the left in case of any breakaway maneuver or engine out or so, with the right turns towards the sea. Something else to add? Nothing else to add. Tail stack awareness so easy on flare, and the tail stack is gonna happen below than this. Perfect. That's it. Fifthing completed. We are descending. Now, most of the times, according to the ATC, they keep sending us direct to 10 miles final runway 16. There is a point to define that, which is called Delta 342 Juliet. It's 10 DME from radial 342 from Mika Mike Kilo Romeo VOR. And we are expecting to do that today. So for this reason, we anticipate we're a little bit high over there. Let's go open descent. So that's right, open descent. Let's increase a little bit the speed. And over HOTAS, radar is switching guns to Thessaloniki approach. So, Thessaloniki approach, good day, Lufthansa 11 Alpha, formation received, over HOTAS 207, descending 130. Lufthansa 11 Alpha, today sir identified, present position, proceed direct to 10 miles final, runway 16, and continue descent flight level 110. Okay, present position, direct 10 miles final, runway 16, descent flight level 110, Lufthansa 11 Alpha. And as I told you guys, now we have to set that point, which is Delta 342 Juliet. So let's go on the MCDU over there. Direct Delta 342 Juliet. That's it. Obviously it's the one which is most close to us. We said that, and after that is Fox India 16, which is the 8 miles final. And now, as you can see, we're a little bit high. So for this reason, we are going to expedite descent. And of course, seatbelts on. Don't know these passengers get upset because we're high. Perfect. Weather radar has been turned off. Seatbelts on. Approach checklist. Approach checklist. Bioref to go. So this checklist has a requirement to complete the bioref as well. So we are gonna leave it for later. And Lufthansa 11 Alpha, descent flight level 90. Descent flight level 90, Lufthansa 11 Alpha. 10,000 feet checks. Constrained ILS. The captain side as well, constrained ILS. We have GPS primary, US sky. Mike Kilo Romeo viewer identified. ILS is gonna happen in a while. 10,000 feet checks completed. So now in order to get a cannon path, guys, we will start the deceleration on alt start. So for this reason, let's go speed, vertical speed minus 1000, and now we're accelerating. 1000 to go. Okay. Lufthansa 11 Alpha descent altitude 5500 to NH1007. Descent 5500 to NH1007. Lufthansa 11 Alpha. Set to NH. Both sides, so to NH1007. Cross check. Passing 9200. Now. Check. Let's go approach checklist. Approach checklist barrel to NH1007. To NH1007. Seat belts on minimum. Barrel to 14. Auto brake medium, and mode selector. Mode selector is normal. Approach checklist completed. Actually, guys, I wanted to demonstrate the VR Zulu from runway 34 because it's a very tricky approach with all the terrain morphology over there and the descent gradient. Either that or the RMP Zulu 34, but I will keep it for the next video or another video in the future actually. So don't worry about that. Let's see about the cabin.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Perfect. Cabin secure. Perfect. So descent. ILS identified. Perfect. Lufthansa 11 Alpha, descent 3000, clear ILS 16. Descent 3000, clear ILS 16, Lufthansa 11 Alpha. 8000 blue. As you can see over there, Thessaloniki, and it's all the terrain over there. The approach is taking place over here, and the airport is here. So that's all the terrain I was talking about, guys. And as you can see, it's gonna be very interesting. And it's even more interesting if the wind is blowing from the east with all these hills over there, especially that one. It's like a lot of wind shear conditions. And once in the past, I actually had the autopilot tipped off because of these wind conditions for this mountain over there. So keep in mind if you are coming to Thessaloniki that during westerly wind operations, most probably you will have to keep out about. wants more drag, so let's give it more drag. It's my way. Approach phase has been activated. And we have speed and vertical speed. Since we are clear for the ILS, gonna be GS Log Blue Cathedral Autopilot 1+2. I don't think we are gonna make it. Let's do some speed break over there. Well, to be honest, we can make it, but according to my briefing, should be on final descent point, decelerating from 180 knots maximum. That's why I'm using the speed brake. So flaps 1, speed check. Flaps 1. Let's go speed selected to 180 to keep this downward trend over there in the speed. Flaps 2, speed check. Flaps 2. And speed is managed. Glide slope star, lock star, and go around altitude now 3500 blue. Check. Thessaloniki traffic, Lufthansa 11 Alpha, established ILS 16, 9.5 DME. Will report short final, Thessaloniki. And there's the airport over there. Are they alive? Check. And as you can see, the wind I was talking about, thank God it's not so strong, it's only 6 knots, but that's the wind I was talking about. If you have wind from 110 degrees, 120 degrees, let's say 20 to 25 knots, that here it's gonna be a problem from 2000 and below up down to 500 feet. Let's go. Gear down. Gear down. Cabin crew, prepare for landing. Thank you. Flaps 3, speed check. Flaps 3. Flaps full, speed check. Flaps full. Landing checklist. Landing checklist stick a memo. Landing no blue. Landing checklist completed. Now we have 145. Let's give it 3 knots more on the V approach. 148. And that's it. Now we are more or less established on final approach. Now we're on 6. We are flying over the final parts of the city before the airport. And I guess it's time to take the plane manually, yeah?
1000.
1000. Stabilized. Autopilot off. Slow movements. As you can see, the wind now has been stabilized. 17611, so southerly wind. That's it. Nice sightseeing from the city and the suburbs over there. See on the right, as we talked about. From the passenger point of view, it looks like we are gonna land over the sea. That's a good part of Thessaloniki Airport, especially when you come on the afternoon flights when you are landing on runway 16.
4.
Very nice and stable approach so far.
100 above. 300.
Get that glide back.
Minimum 200.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Spoilers. Reverse. Green. Diesel. $70 knots. And vacate at the end of the runway. Let's start the chrono. 3 minutes. The engine cool down period. Thessaloniki traffic, Lufthansa 11 Alpha, runway 16 vacated, taxiing to the ramp and crossing runway 1028, thereafter via Alpha 4, stand number 7, Thessaloniki. Very good. Now it's a good time to prepare all the aircraft for the after land. So lights off, of course these lights as well. I'm trying to do everything now, guys, since I am the only one flying this aircraft, not two-person cockpit. Temperature is at 33, but 31 actually. But we will have the flaps up for the refueling to be completed. And now we are crossing an active runway, so transponder on and strobes on, the right side is clear. Very nice. Start the APU, of course. And transponder off. APU starting. Three minutes elapsed. So single engine taxiing procedure, electrical pump off, on, and engine 2 shutdown confirmed. Number 2 confirmed. Of course, the APU is already starting. That's the reason why I decided that. You have to start the APU first in order to proceed with the single engine taxi procedure. And after landing checklist, header predictive was here, so after landing checklist completed. Let's select the padding stand over there. We have stand 7 as discussed, no follow me. And let's go there. There is no such Aegean Airlines handling in Greece. Brake temperature looks good, and I'm happy with that. But now as we are approaching the fighting start, guys, I would like to thank you once more for watching my video. Please feel free to comment. Any comments would be accepted and well accepted actually, and answered. And that's it. The padding start is next to the left. So lights off, lights off. Kind of overshooting over there. Party brake, set. Switch off the remaining of the screen, yellow electric pump off, and APU available, 3 minutes elapsed, shutting down number 1. Very good. So, pilot monitoring items 2000 standby. All fuel pumps off, and below 10% we have beacon off, and slide disarms we have seatbelts off. And
Boarding requested.
APU bleed on, deboarding requested. Very nice. Brakes hot. And company message, everything guys. As we can see now, MCDU, ASUS, receive messages, arrival message, perfect. With that completed as well, we have concluded the flight. So let's switch off everything. As this is the case in this channel, that should be the case generally. Personally, I prefer to find the aircraft in a state that I like, you know, neat and tidy, and that's why I'm leaving the aircraft like that. So, everything completed. And as you can see guys, now We are deboarding the aircraft. The passengers are going out. So once more, thank you very much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye guys.